Today I'm speaking with Mike Jacks, Senior Manager of Logistics at Coca-Cola Refreshments. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you.
Give us a picture of the logistics operation at Coca-Cola Refreshments.
Well, Coca-Cola Refreshments does the sales and delivery for all of the United States and Canada. So we represent about 95% of the volume in North America. And our business is primarily a DSD business, a direct store delivery business. So we have over 350 distribution centers. We have over 80 production centers. And I manage the systems that will do the dispatch, the load creation, the transportation planning, and the route planning for the freight to branch, and then from the distribution centers into our customers' outlets. So being a direct store delivery company, we actually deliver to over 6 million customers within North America.
Very interesting. So those are the Coca-Cola trucks we see out on the streets we're all familiar with, I guess.
That's right. The little red trucks making the deliveries all over the country.
Right.
Those are primarily the trucks of Coca-Cola Refreshments, although there are other bottlers in North America as well.
So what were some of the key issues that you were dealing with that made you go out and seek a solution in this optimization area?
Coca-Cola Refreshments grew through acquisitions. We buy companies throughout North America, and each company has their own system. So when we were formed, we had basically a collage of a lot of different companies' software packages, and the dispatch and the route planning was done at the local level. So out of the 350 or so distribution centers, we would have a person in that center, and it would be his primary role or his part-time role to do the dispatching for the daily deliveries. So we typically take the orders today for delivery tomorrow or delivery in 2 days. So we call it a 24-hour delay or a 48-hour delay. And obviously you can see that there's a lot of inefficiencies there. When you're doing the daily dispatching, if a person goes on vacation, the fill-in dispatcher probably doesn't have the area memorized. They really don't know the nuances of the customers. So we were looking for a software package to where we could actually centralize the dispatch and the route planning operation.
So do your routes change regularly? Are they the same every day, or do you have a lot of changes in the routing on a day-to-day basis?
We basically load over 100,000 orders a day. We have 10,000 heavy delivery vehicles. So we have everything from fixed routing to dynamic dispatching. So depending on the customer outlet, depending on the requirements, the routes are not static. Obviously, we try to be as efficient as possible, so when we do the route planning, we try to build a delivery day that's challenging for the driver, but then workable for the driver. So if you had fixed routing, where you had the same driver making the same deliveries every day, there's inefficiencies built into that.
Tell me a little bit about your selection process. How did you decide to partner with Ortec?
Well, we're proud to say that we've been a partner for over 10 years now. So when we went through the vendor evaluation process, I was working with the Senior Vice President of Logistics, and he wanted us to do an RFI, then an RFP, and we went out and we looked at all the primary companies throughout North America and Europe. And Ortec was one of the companies that we had selected to come in and do the presentation. They came in and gave a very solid presentation, and we went from 10 companies down to 3, and Ortec was one of the 3. And we were able to go to we called it a bake-off. So the summer before we selected Ortec, we took our system that we were using, and we routed about 350,000 cases, and then we took the 3 companies that we had selected for the bake-off and rerouted 350,000 cases. So we spent June, July, and August actually. We called it a conference room pilot to determine if the software would actually accomplish what we thought it would. And at the end of that process, Ortec was selected to go into a real pilot into production. And after that, we were in a pilot for 6 months, and the rest is history. We've been a partner for 10 years.
Very interesting. Has the product evolved much over that time, over the 10 years?
It has, and actually we are now going from a product that was called Short Track, that was the standalone Windows-based, to a tool called Leo, which is the SAP-centric solution. So we're an SAP company. We've been an SAP partner for a lot of years, and we wanted something that was native SAP. So the Leo software gives us the dispatch and the load creation. It is integrated into SAP as opposed to being interfaced into another system.
Can you give us a walkthrough and that will show us how these products work in your operations on a day-to-day basis?
Well, we have customers that send in orders electronically. We have face-to-face account managers that select the orders. We have a call center in Tampa and Annapolis where we collect the orders via the phone. And all of these orders are collected into our order entry system and fed into the Ortec product. So we have 8 centralized dispatch centers throughout North America, and we have multiple planners. We have 20 to 30 planners per centralized dispatch center, and they will start the day, open the session, and then do the routing. And here, again, it would be the routing for delivery tonight, tomorrow, or the following day.
Do you find that, did you have an issue with empty miles? I know that may not be the same for direct-to-store delivery, but did you have an empty mile issue that was helped by this?
As far as the empty miles, that is an issue for our transportation fleet, but from a direct store delivery, it was really getting the drivers to follow the patterns, to have a workable solution, because in the past, the solution was just to give a driver a call list, or I'm sorry, give the driver a list of accounts to make the delivery to, and the driver would actually determine the best method to get from stop to stop. So there's a lot of inefficiencies built into this. So it's really a driver productivity issue. We want to reduce the miles driven, we want to reduce the cost, and that was all part of the driving factors for the software.
Were there savings involved as well?
There were absolutely savings. Everything we do is really built against a business case. So we have a projected business case, and then once we implement a software package, we go back and validate the business case to make sure that we are accomplishing what we said we were going to solve in the business case. So we have a significant savings by using the Ortec software. So we are certainly more efficient now than we were in the past. We've been able to reduce miles, reduce costs, and reduce the number of vehicles. So we actually dispatch fewer vehicles now than we did in the past.
So are there any lessons learned from this whole project with Ortec that you might be able to share with our audience?
I think some of the lessons learned obviously are in the change management, because it was a culture change for our executive leadership team. So we had their buy-in from the beginning. But even though they were completely behind us, there was a lot of steps where they were questioning our decision and questioning if this was the right decision. So I think the change management has to start at the top. The master data, everybody talks about master data quality. We've made a lot of changes with our master data, but that's an ongoing process. It's a journey, not a destination when you're talking about master data.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Mike Jacks of Coca-Cola Refreshments. Thank you for watching.